comic book fans, this is Danny Danger, and I'm going to give you a few pointers to make your Comic Con experience so much better. Number 1, what you should bring. Bring a book bag or a backpack to hold anything you want to get signed and anything you're planning on purchasing, plus a charged camera, a charged phone, a phone charger for when your phone loses charge, some snacks that are yummy and won't smoosh or spill, and a refillable water bottle. Number 2, planning your day. If you're meeting someone at the convention, be sure to schedule a time and a place to meet ahead of time, because once you get there, you could have some phone issues. I'm just saying, it's a lot of people using a lot of devices in a very tiny little space, and you could have no bandwidth and no service. Also, lines are going to be very long, so when you're doing your itinerary, account for time spent in line. As soon as you get into a line, make sure you know which line you're in for, because if you get in line for Stan Lee and then you walk into a room and you see a giant WWE wrestler lady, you're gonna be a little put off. Not upset, but put off. Number 3, be sure to observe all proper rules and etiquette for getting things signed. This is a really important one because if you break these rules, it can be a major faux pas and it can mess up a whole lot of people's days. Don't bring a million things for your favorite artist or author to sign. While they love that you love their work and they care about your experience at the con, it's really lame to take up all of their time talking to them or having them sign 3 million things. It's also really lame for the people who are in line behind you. I would say a really good rule for this is to plan on having maybe 3 things signed. If you have up to 10, I would bring extra money to tip them. And if you have more than 10 and you really like the artist or author that much, it's not gonna hurt your feelings to do a second trip through the line. Unless an artist is specifically advertising free sketches, they'll almost always have a price posted on their table telling you how much they're doing sketches for. If you see this posted price, don't ask them if they'll do something for you for free. They don't come to your job and ask you to give them free stuff. That's not cool. If an artist is doing free sketches, it's still polite to tip them because, hey, these people have to make a living too. Actually, doing research for this episode reminded me of my first sketch opportunity, which was great. It was Dallas Comic-Con. Amanda Connor was doing free sketches, and I asked her if I could tip her, and she asked instead that I donate to the Heroes Initiative, which is an organization that provides financial support for freelance artists and authors who work in the comic book industry. And I totally forgot about that until I sat down to write this episode. So Amanda, after 4+ years of forgetting, I made good on my promise and I made my donation this morning. Keep in mind that when you're in line to get things signed, it's just like kindergarten. People cut in line. Don't let it ruin your day. Seriously, don't be the guy screaming in my ear because somebody cut in front of me. Number 4, show appropriate love to your cosplayers. Everybody who cosplays at a convention has worked very hard on their costume or at least spent some money on it. I don't care if a guy has a baseball helmet wrapped in tinfoil and he calls it a Thor helmet. Don't talk bad about somebody else's costume. It's just bad juju. Conversely, and I can't believe I'm having to say this out loud, but there will be a lot of women scantily clad. There will be thighs, there will be belly buttons, there will be cleavage. Cosplay does not equal consent. Don't touch her, don't ask her how big her boobs are. It's becoming really frequent that women are being harassed at conventions, and that's not cool. Don't be that person. Don't do it. Also, when asking a cosplayer to pose for pictures, be considerate of the foot traffic around you. Don't ask somebody to take a picture in the middle of a very busy walkway. Maybe move off to the side. Number 5, be kind to your vendors. Setting up for con is a very arduous, labor-intensive task. So be nice to them. They've had long days. Don't be surprised if they ask you to check your bag at the booth. It does protect small businesses from theft. It's nothing personal. Also, bring cash. A lot of these people are very grassroots and they're selling their independent comics. They don't have a credit card machine. What do you think this is, a space station? Don't assume that the girl working the booth or the booth babe doesn't know anything about comics. This has happened to me. I hate being treated like a comic book poser just because I'm handing somebody flyers. A comic book convention is not a place to peddle your fake geek girl hate unless you want to end up stranded out behind an alley having just been beat up by 8 to 10 girls dressed as Batman villainesses. There is an awesome party at the end of every convention, which is a lot of fun. Be sure to look up where that party is going to be so you can attend. Make sure that wherever you've parked your car is going to be good overnight, and arrange for yourself to have cab money or some way of getting back to your house or your hotel without driving drunk. If you're traveling, a lot of hotels will have a shuttle service, so I definitely advise looking into that. Don't drive drunk. And definitely don't drive drunk in a strange town you've never been in before dressed as the Batman. I'd like to hear that call go out over the police scanner though. If you do, that would be pretty funny. A bit of personal advice. If you're going for the weekend, be sure to request off the Monday after the convention because you're gonna be useless. So that is my advice for con-goers this convention season. What do you think? Tell me down below in the comments. Do you have some other annoyances at conventions? Some other advice that you'd like me to give new goers? Be sure to like this video, share this video, and subscribe so you can get more advice for comic book newbies and more tips on comic book culture. A special thanks goes out to Austin Books and Comics, who have supported my con-going experience since the very beginning.